Good afternoon. Welcome to this live broadcast of CHC Varsity Soccer against Dulaney. I am Mr. Clark alongside
Brady Oregon, class of 19.
And we are 3 minutes away from kickoff as the Cards will take on the Dulaney Lions this afternoon. Coming off the win last week against Loch Raven, Calvert Hall has yet another tough week of scheduling, playing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 games, 5 days. 5 days, 3 games. And definitely some tired legs on the field at Loch Raven. Coach Zinkan chose to elect to rest some of the starters in the 8-1 blowout on Friday after school. And hot day today, Brady. Definitely on the turf, probably pushing about 100 degrees, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, the players look really hot themselves right now. I'm really uncomfortable. It's so hot.
Yeah, it's a little hot up here in the booth, but nonetheless, we're going to get it going. Referees in yellow today. Calvert Hall in the home white. Dulaney in the what looks retro to me, black and red. We're going to do starting lineups and the anthem, and we're going to bring that to you live. Thanks for joining us. We'll step aside. Where'd my script go? Miss Werner, my script, please. That's not a fan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Calvert Hall College High School and the Paul Angelo Russo Stadium at Kelly Field. This afternoon's game is between the Dulaney Lions and your Calvert Hall Cardinals. Nobody's here, I guess. Calvert Hall promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Thank you. Smoking and the consumption of alcohol is prohibited on the campus of the Calvert Hall College High School. We thank you for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. First, for the visiting Dulaney Lions. At midfield, number 8, Sam Nihas. Defender, number 12, Ben Anthony. Defender, number 9, Drew Pazula. Defender, number 21, Aiden Doherty. Striker, number 20, James Rosa. Defender number 2, Will Bolner. Midfielder number 10, Giorgio Gaylord. In goal, number 0, Kobe Crone. At midfield, number 19, Andre Lopez. At midfield, number 22, Ben Lucas. And at striker, number 26, Greg Borisov. The Dulaney head coach is Danny Skelton. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time now, let's meet the starting lineups for your Calvert Hall Cardinals. A junior defender, number 4, Dom Corona. A senior defender, number 7, Nick Benjamin. Senior midfielder, number 8, Joe Vendetta. Sophomore defender, number 9, Nick Long. Sophomore forward, number 11, Sean Barwick. Junior defender, number 13, Bobby Wells. Senior midfielder, number 14, Trey Stallings. Junior midfielder, number 15, Cam Oren. Junior midfielder, number 21, Ryan Facetta. And a sophomore midfielder, number 30, James Garfink. In goal for the Cardinals, senior, number 40, Spencer Nattens. The Cardinals head coach is Rich Zinkan. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and celebrate its freedom and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
There was a big wasp over there.
40 minutes on the game clock. Starting lineups and national anthem behind us, and we have 40 minutes of the first half of soccer in front of us. I'm joined up here in the booth by Peer Ministers Ray Gebhardt, Braden Boyle, Miss Danielle Werner, of course Brady Organ on the call, and our cameraman this afternoon, Matthew Stroh, who I believe is a freshman, interested in joining, or is joined, the Communications Club.
Yeah, club keeps on growing. It's getting bigger. We got more people.
Captains meet at midfield for, I believe, the first half coin toss. Who's going to defend what side? Although I believe Calvert Hall has already picked which way they want to be, but that may change with the coin toss. Brady, what are you looking for today in today's contest?
Well, I hope that's a little more contested than Fridays. It got a little wild after halftime. I think the quality of the play will be a little bit better. Dulaney's a pretty good team. I think Calvert Hall is a good contestant for this one.
Yeah, and again, the storyline for the Hall, they are injured at, both ends of the field. You got the injury to Ben Bender, the hip flexor. You've got Jake Sawdek, just had knee surgery, should be back in a couple weeks. You've got guys banged up, like Bobby Wells. He's in there today, but he's banged up. Barnard with the broken nose. So a lot of injuries plaguing this team. Coach Zinkhand has obviously put in some new bodies, both in the Loch Raven game and also just in general, and so I think they have to control the midfield. You talked about style of play. I think all of that needs to come out from the very first whistle.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to midfield for your first half kickoff. Enjoy today's game.
Again, starting lineup for the Hall: Nattens in goal, Corona, Benjamin, Nick Long, and Bobby Wells in the defense. Joe Vandetta, Cam Oren, Trey Stallings, and James Garfict will round out the midfield, and then Facetta and Barwick up top. So Coach Zinkhand starting Facetta today for the injured Bender.
I think a recurring theme for the team this year is gaining experience. They lost a lot of seniors last year, and I think these non-conference games are huge in the sense that a lot of players who haven't really seen the field on varsity, maybe ever, will get some experience.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was something that we talked about. Loch Raven every starter got a break, if not the full 80 minutes, definitely a full 60, as some of these role players and key guys on this team that frame out the depth were able to take a break in this really kind of grueling schedule that Coach Zinkhand has picked out this year. Similar schedule last year in their MIAA championship run, and it allowed guys to really kind of stay in shape and also keep playing with one another every day. Now with that comes these potential injuries that we have faced, but nonetheless the Hall is up for the task this week. Again, 3 games in 5 days: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Looking at 50-50 balls today, Brady. Definitely controlling the midfield. Obviously something that's been a storyline all season. The defense has played really well. Spencer Nattens on his junior campaign has played really well as well. Kept Calvert Hall in a lot of games, even though they came out as L's in the win-loss column. They could have easily been blowouts if Nattens didn't play as well as he did, and he has done a phenomenal job back there between the posts. Garfink plays Nick Long, and Calvert Hall has dominated possession thus far in the opening 2 minutes. Playing well together. As this one comes to the foot of Vendetta, who tries to get it up to Barwick, but is dispossessed. Vendetta wins it back, and that's going to go out for a Calvert Hall corner as it deflected off the Dulaney defender. So Calvert Hall is going to earn their first corner of the day. It looks like Stallings will take it. And Calvert Hall sends Benjamin to the top of the 18 with Nick Long and Corona back. Good ball in, headed by Bobby Wells, but it goes just wide. And it'll be a Dulaney goal kick.
Player to watch for Dulaney, number 20, the senior James Rosa, former Calvert Hall player.
Yeah, homecoming in a way for James Rosa. Definitely wants to play well against his old coach, his old team. A lot of these guys shared the field with him last year. Shared the MIAA championship with him as well and played a crucial role there on the wing in last year's victory. Does well there to make him keep the ball in bounds, but it's picked up by the keeper, who's looking to distribute early. Will allow his players to get upfield, and he will punt it away. .50-50 ball challenged by Garfink, number 30, on Rosa, but the referee didn't say he was straight up. Dangerous ball played in, and it's going to be a Calvert Hall goal kick as it went wide left. Nattens distributes quickly to Nick Long. Tries to get it to Bobby Wells, who's playing more of a center midfield position today. Sorry, that's Camden Oren. Great step there from Wells. He's going to look to try to get forward. He's got Facetta up the wing. If Cam can see him, he didn't in time, and he's going to play this one crossfield to Benjamin, who has Rosa on him, two old teammates on the left side. And Rosa wins that battle. Great find there from Stallings. Facetta has nobody in the box, but comes to the foot of Barwick. He had absolutely nobody except one guy, Sean Barwick. He played it to his right foot and just sails over the goal at around the 6-yard box. Barwick was going to want that one back, wouldn't you say, Brady?
Yeah, first real chance of the game. If they can get this production up, I think they'll find it back into that soon enough. It's already September 25th, and this weather is really not cooling down at all. And I'm wondering if it's going to start taking a toll on the players' fitness.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we said, it's about 90 degrees up here in the booth, if not hotter, and on the field, of a turf field, typically about 10 to 15 degrees hotter. So it could be anywhere from 100 to 105 for playing conditions for the players as Facetta wins that ball with the hustle, and it's going to come to the foot of Dom Corona, who looks to play it upfield. That's going to go all the way back, and Barwick's going to try to press up. Comes to the foot of Nick Long, who's going to look to possess. Gets it to Stallings. Loved Stallings' finds in the middle of the field, obviously with the injury to Jake Sodek. Stallings getting the call. Obviously Camden Oren playing center midfield as well. And he's on the ball with Garfink, who plays it to Bobby Wells. We'll look for a switch. Bobby Wells looks to play Facetta, and a great ball there as it comes to Facetta. Up on the right wing, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Hall in a dangerous area. I think Stallings is going to take it. He's been the free kick man since the injury to Sodek. Played a lot of good balls in on set pieces. Obviously that first corner of the game went to the head of Bobby Wells, just wide left. See if he can play another one in here. Calvert Hall stacking the back post. And Stalling looks to serve one in here. Nick Long there to back it up, and it's going to go for a Calvert Hall corner, their second of the afternoon. And Stallings will go from one side of the field to the other. Calvert Hall comes in with a 5-3 record, 4-3 in league play. Her non-league statistics, obviously 1-0 against Loch Raven. That was Friday, looking to get 2-0. And 6-3 on the season before they continue league play this Wednesday, as Archbishop Curley will host the Cards before they then play St. Paul's away. And Calvert Hall is going to earn their third corner as they are making Dulaney defend early. So Stalling switches sides of the field. Vendetta tried to play the short corner. It wasn't there. Stallings called him off and serves a ball in. It's going to find Facetta at the back post, who fakes once, looks to get a ball inside, and it goes out of play for yet another corner as Stallings is getting his wind sprints in from side A to side B as we are just about 10 minutes in to this 0-0 contest. 10 minutes in, what are you seeing, Brady?
Calvert Hall's dominating possession so far, keeping the ball in their offensive half, and with this little series of corners, they're really putting the pressure on the defense of Dulaney.
Backed up by Facetta. He tries to put a launch ball high. That comes to the foot of Barwick, and he can't put it home. Barwick's going to want both of those back as the Dulaney keeper punts it away, and the header is won by Corona. Benjamin does well there, waiting for a defender to take him on as he plays Stalling. Now to Facetta up the wing, and he looks to play Stallings back. Comes to the Dulaney defender's foot, and he's going to clear it for a Calvert Hall throw deep in their own third. Stallings can play it quick if he wants. Elects to drop it back to Facetta. Not many guys in the box for the Hall. Just Barwick, Barwick, I think that's Garfink and Stallings as the big throw from Facetta. And that's going to go for a Calvert Hall corner, their fifth of the afternoon, in the first 11 minutes. That'll send Bobby Wells forward. It will drop Nick Long back with Corona. Calvert Hall will send 9 in the box. Stallings serves one deep to the back post. Comes to the foot and the head of Facetta, who put it in a dangerous area. Keeps it in play. and drops it back to Garfink, who will look to have a service. Comes to the head of Cam Oren to no avail, and Dulaney goes in transition. No numbers for Dulaney. Corona is back, but he gets megged there. And that's going to be a Dulaney corner for the first time this afternoon, as they got pretty good on the transition game, and that's got to be something that you're fearful of if you're a fan of the Calvert Hall defense.
I think with all the corner kicks up on the Dulaney defensive half, the Calvert Hall backs got caught up a little bit too far, which made it easy for a counterattack from Dulaney.
Yeah, it got caught napping. Not necessarily napping, but like you said, 5 corners. That one's played to the back post. Rosa has a volley. And Nattens is looking to direct traffic. And does. And now Facetta has a one-on-one. And has Barwick on a big switch if he wants it. Facetta takes a big touch and is going to look to take the Dulaney defender, who wisely plays it out of bounds. Will Bolner there for Dulaney plays it out of bounds as Facetta tried to beat him with his speed down the sideline. Benjamin, if he wants, can throw it into Facetta right away. He does. And Facetta's going to look to have a cross. Gets by one defender. Calvert Hall guys play 1-2. Stallings and Facetta. Let's see if he can earn another corner. Just thought Facetta needed to earn a corner there. And you can tell Facetta's a little gassed. Again, the hot day. Facetta's not used to starting. Comes off the bench usually for Barwick. As James Rosa looks to get behind the defense, and Nattens wisely plays it out of bounds. As Calvert Hall getting caught on transitions, that's twice now. Had a throw deep in the attacking third, and it goes all the way to their defending third for a deep throw from Dulaney.
I think especially early in this game, Calvert Hall can afford to drop a few backs a little bit further back than where they're positioned right now. They don't really need to be too aggressive so far, especially since on paper they have a better team than Dulaney. And it's just so early in the game, they don't want to be caught too far up.
Deep throw from Rosa. That's well defended there by Nattens as Nick Long plays it out. He's going to look to try to keep it. And Vendetta goes and gets to Barwick, who has a great touch with his head. It's going to be a Calvert Hall throw near midfield as Coach Zinkan gets some of the substitutions up and moving around. Looks like Trevor Zinkan.
Dylan Burrs.
Love to see a big switch here. Great vision there from the sophomore Garfink. Love to see that. It's always open. Facetta tries to play 1-2, but forced it a bit as Will Bolner was there to snuff that out. They really do. They look a little gassed. Barwick's in, potentially. No, and that's going to go out of play. As it's cleared away by Aiden Doherty. Just past the 15-minute mark here. No substitutions have come on, but warming on the bench. Don't take that literally. For Calvert Hall, Burris and Zinkan, as Coach Zinkan kind of feels they should be up 1-0, as Barwick's had 2 pretty legitimate chances, one of which he would love to have back. Natton's off his line completely. He'll allow it to run back into the 18 and pick it up from there. And he'll assess things with 24-22 left to go here in the first half. Coach Zinkan barking orders at his substitutions, both Trevor Zinkan and Dylan Burris, as the header is won by Stallings and will come to the foot of Facetta. Facetta has Barwick through, didn't see him. Elects to play Camden Oren, who will play Vendetta up the wing. See if he can have a service at the back post, and it's too far for Barwick, and will trickle out of bounds for a Dulaney goal kick, and it'll allow the substitutions, both Zinkan and Burris, to check in for the Hall.
They're replacing Facetta and Barwick.
Substitutions for Calvert Hall. Junior midfielder number 18, Dylan Burris, and senior midfielder number 19, Trevor Zinkan. They replace Sean Barwick and Ryan Facetta.
Stallings wins the midfield header. Second ball comes to Dulaney foot, and it's corralled by Bobby Wells in the back, who will play it upfield. And you got to think that, you know, Burris is obviously in there to give Facetta and Barwick a break since they're playing them together, as typically Burris is the third one off the bench in that midfield/forward rotation. Burris provided really good minutes, though, in the Loch Raven game. So first one off the bench here to obviously replace Facetta. Wells gets caught kind of in a bad area there, and it comes out to the Dulaney foot. He slides, and it's a pretty good one as he wins back possession. Garfink now on the ball, and the referee's going to grant a free kick as the Dulaney defender was on the back of Barwick, and this will allow Stallings, I believe, to play one upfield. Great ball. Zinkhand at the back post to no avail as the goalkeeper for Dulaney, Kobe Crone, comes away with yet another save.
That's about the 7th great ball I've seen from Stallings today. Calvert really uses him for these services, and I think that's one upside of having him on the lineup.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think, again, he came in for the injured Jake Saudak, has provided nothing but good minutes. I think as each game has gone on, his game has progressed. He's gotten better. He's gotten to know the distribution channels. He's worked better with these guys on the wings. I think Stallings is a deep guy that obviously can play starter minutes, but is something that provides you a spark off the bench, potentially when you get Jake Saudak back. Garfink, again, with great vision to switch the ball all the way to Benjamin, who quickly gets it upfield to Zinkhand. Zinkhand not on the same page there with Burris, but nonetheless will earn a Calvert Hall throw deep in the attacking third. Zinkhand with that deep throw. Kobe Crone off his line to corral it. Calvert Hall absolutely has dominated possession from the opening whistle for the first 20 minutes. Nothing to show for it yet. And Camden Oren has it, and he's going to play a lofted ball. It's going to run all the way to the keeper. And on a day like today, you don't necessarily want to play lofted balls over the top. Makes your guys run, obviously, out. And nonetheless, try one here and there. Some of the balls that Garfink has distributed up top to Facetta have been phenomenal balls. Garfink and Cam Oren play 1-2. Very clever there. Nick Long plays it up to Vendetta, who gets it up to Burris. See if Burris can hold there, look for support.
Through the first 20 minutes, Calvert Hall has been trying to spread the field. Not much dribbling from the team. Almost like each player takes 3 touches and then moves it on to the next one, trying to spread that Dulaney defense out.
Checking in for the Hall senior midfielder number 16, Mabaya Abid. He replaces Joe Vendetta. And checking in for Dulaney, number 3, Matt Lodge.
And it looks like Owen Carroll also going to check in at the next white dead ball. Owen Carroll provided great minutes as well in the Loch Raven win. Owen's also gotten in a couple of the interleague games. He's provided good minutes. Burris really just a chaser right now. He also looks gassed. And I mean, I'm gassed up here in the booth. Can't imagine how it is down on the field running around. Have to be honest. Abid works hard to win that header, and I believe will be awarded with a Calvert Hall throw deep in the attacking third. That will allow Carroll to check into the game, and he's going to take out Stallings, who has provided nothing but good minutes in these first 22.
It's a pretty good day for the subs in Calvert Hall because with this weather,
Checking in for the
I
Hall
can't
senior midfielder
imagine
number 29,
that
Owen Carroll.
Mr. Zinkhand
He replaces Trey
won't
Stallings.
use most, if not all, of his players today.
Yeah, and I think you have to use all your guys today. You can't keep somebody out on the field for 80 minutes who's running. Obviously, the strikers, the midfield, substitutions. The defense hasn't been really worked all that much so far. If anything, it's been in the attacking third on corner kicks. Plays that to Owen Carroll, who tried to bring it down. And he's dispossessed by the Dulaney defender. Love to see high pressure here as Owen Carroll comes away with it. Plays Barwick quickly. Barwick has it, and that's a goal. A goal from, I believe, Cam Oren off the foot of Barwick, assisted. And Cam Oren has his first. Is that Cam? Or I'm sorry, Trey.
No,
It was Cam, correct?
Cam assisted by Dylan Burris.
Yeah, Camden Oren, the right foot there.
With 17:26 left to go in the first half, Calvert Hall goal is scored by junior midfielder number 15, Cam Oren.
And a great combo there. Just as we were talking about Calvert Hall maybe getting forward, they get forward, they dispossess the ball in an attacking area, and it allows Calvert Hall to get really in a dangerous area inside the 18, and Cam Oren finishes lower left there to allow Calvert Hall to go up 1-0.
29.
What do you want? 1741. A little problem with the clock there, but nonetheless, 1741 actually was the goal score, not 1726. Nonetheless, Calvert Hall leads 1-0, and they're looking to get a second here in this first half. Abid will try to track it down and keep it in play, and does well there to do so. He plays it to the 18. Cam Oren tries to get on top of one. Zincan plays to Carroll, who has a shot and a save by the keeper, Crone. Holy cow, a shot on goal there. And a beautiful right foot from Owen Carroll. Tried to finish top left, but the keeper did well there.
I think the gates are starting to crack in the Dulaney defense. More and more shots going on goal now. And Calvert Hall want to keep this pressure up.
Yeah, and I think they have to be careful, though, of getting beat by the transition. They got guys like speedy like Rosa. They got guys speedy like Rosa up there. They got Matt Lodge, who's quite a quick guy. So Dulaney awarded, I believe, a throw-in and an attacking third. They got a deep throw. Rosa will not take it.
Dulaney's got a lot of arms on their team. That's the second very long throw you've seen.
Yeah, and it's going to go for, it was actually off the head of, I believe, Trevor Zincan, and it's going to be a Dulaney corner kick, their second of the afternoon. You don't want to get caught napping here, you know. You've been doing well defending. See Nattens take control here. Plays it to the back post, comes out to nobody. A couple of guys took a spill there. Nonetheless, no foul call. Cleared upfield, and it's going to be a Dulaney throw-in as we have a substitution for the Hall. I believe that's Joey Vandetta checking back in.
I believe.
No, it's actually Trey Stallings who's going to check back in.
Returning for the Hall senior midfielder number 14, Trey Stallings. He replaces Cam Oren.
That'd be a foul on Dylan Burris. And Dulaney with yet another set piece, which they have shown pretty dangerous in their attacking third. Looks like Rosa will take this.
Yeah, Rosa not able to get on top of that one as it sails through the uprights for 3 points. Wrong sport, but nonetheless, We've seen the likes of the free kick foot of James Rosa on our side of the field last year. Put a lot of set pieces in the back of the net. Zincan tries to be first to that ball. As Benjamin looks to win it, but it comes to James Rosa. And it's going to be a Dulaney throw, a deep one, and that will allow Corona to shield out of play for a Calvert Hall goal kick. I know we've said it a lot, but we cannot stress how hot it is today. There's little to no breeze, and the substitutions continue to come in and out for Coach Zincan as Barwick will return for Burris.
Returning for the Hall, sophomore forward, number 11, Sean Barwick. He replaces Dylan Burris.
Yeah, I mean the thermometer right now says 92 degrees, meaning 102 to 110 out down on the field. And I bet you the players can feel every bit of the heat. Hence why Coach Zincan preaching hydration over on the sidelines, getting guys in and out. James Rosa is going to take this throw. Faked playing it long, he plays it short, and the service from Ben Lucas to no avail. Kyler Barnard going to check in. Didn't get the start today, but he's going to replace Mabaya Abid, who gave good minutes out on the left wing.
Checking in for the Hall, senior defender, number 3, Kyler Barnard.
This comes to the foot of Trevor Zincan, who looks to play the ball to Barwick, who has the keeper off his line. And the keeper's actually now down and injured, as I think he got a cleat to the face. This is a dangerous ball. Garfink.
Don't know how much confidence I'd have there playing back to my goalie who was just on the ground covering his face.
I agree with you. Risky come off his line, but you got to credit Sean Barwick's hustle. He's done it all season, keeping plays alive, and we'll have yet another substitution. I believe it's Cam Oren for Garfink, and Coach Zincan literally doing 2-minute substitution spurts to keep his guys hydrated.
Returning for the Hall, junior midfielder number 15, Cam Oren. He replaces James Garfink.
Referee didn't like something he saw. It's going to be a Calvert Hall free kick. Might have been a handball. As we approach the half-hour mark here in the first half, Calvert Hall leads 1-0. If you're just joining us, this game has been dominated by the Hall since the opening whistle. As Corona looks to serve one upfield. It's going to be over the Dulaney defender, and it comes to the foot of Barnard. He plays Cam, who tried to have a first touch rip, but didn't have it. Cam sees Benjamin making a run up the wing. Plays a beautiful switch, but he's dispossessed by the Dulaney defender. Bobby Wells doesn't want to get caught there. He's the last line of defense, as now Corona has 3 in pursuit as he plays Nattens. And Calvert Hall is going to want to regroup here. Great win there from Wells. Great flick on there from Nick Benjamin, who plays Zincan, who tried to play Barwick but is dispossessed. Nick long wins it in the middle of the field. He plays the feet of Zincan, who lets it run out to the right wing corner. Zincan tries to have a service, but it's deflected off of number 23 of Dulaney. It's Guan Wei, and it's going to be out for Calvert Hall's 6th corner of the afternoon.
Just 9:45 remaining in the first half right now, and I had the pleasure of being on the field for the game against Loch Raven. Coach wasn't too happy that the team was up only 2-0 at halftime, so can't really imagine what he's feeling right now.
Great service there and a great volley. A great volley from Trevor Zinkhand. Took a lot of concentration, just went right past the keeper. And luckily a Dulaney defender was on the goal line to head it out. I believe that's the sophomore Chris Link checking in for the first time today.
Checking in for the Hall sophomore defender, number 1, Chris Link.
Wells. Not a lot of defenders. Back for the Hall. Chris Link just into the game and getting used to the fast pace that this game is being played at. Went up for that challenge. This one allows the Dulaney defender to beat Benjamin, who plays to the back post, but out of play. And it's going to be a Calvert Hall goal kick with 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Calvert Hall's played 32 good minutes of soccer. See if they can finish out the half. Worst case scenario being up 1-0. Let's see if they can grab a second goal as Nattens looks to distribute short to Kyler Barnard. Big switch is available if they want it. And Stalling saw it, but it's read by Dulaney. Love the idea from the Hall. Switch of field, playing the corner flags, allowing guys to get wide. They've had a couple of volleys that just haven't gone in, gone right to the keeper. That's a great step there from Dom Corona. Stallings. Now Barnard defends. James Rosa looks to distribute. Owen Carroll now in pursuit. Great foot skill there by the Dulaney player. And a dangerous ball headed out by Bobby Wells. That'll come to the foot of Rosa, who's dispossessed by Barwick. Barwick looks to play Chris Link, and a great ball. Let's see if he can keep it in bounds. He keeps it in bounds, but it then runs out of play as Chris Link not able to get there. Heat almost looks as if the guys are going in slow motion. You know they're going at full force, but the heat on the field obviously taking a toll. Sophomore Chris Link seeing time today in some crucial minutes. 6:04 left to go here in the first half. Corona chases down this ball, looking to play Nattens, but he's actually going to shield it out of play, and what a decision by the junior defenseman, and he allows Nattens for a goal kick and maybe a breather for his guys to get forward. Nattens has done well distributing from the back. See if he decides to elect to play it short. And he'll boot it away to about the 47-yard line. Let's see who can corral this ball. Owen Carroll runs the corner route. And it's just played out of bounds by the Dulaney defender. And in there we're going to have a substitution for the Hall. Can't tell who's checking in for the Hall.
Possibly Clay McComas. Nope, Andrew Guidi.
Number 6, Andrew Guidi checks in for the first time today for Owen Carroll.
Now in for the Hall junior midfielder, number 6, Andrew Guidi. He replaces Owen Carroll.
It is actually so hot up here right now, and I am
I
confident when saying
believe the referee called a penalty before he entered the 18. Not going to be a PK, but going to be a set piece in a dangerous area, and it looks like Chris Link will take it as opposed to Trey Stallings. Obviously needs 10 yards, and I don't believe he's been given 10 yards. As here comes the referee, much to his dismay, having to pace off 10 yards, as it's, like we said, hot, quite hot today.
I think the players are looking forward to halftime as much as I am. Chance for everyone to get some water.
Not the best ball from Chris Link. And a push-off's been called inside the 18. I would have loved to see that ball go low on the ground to a foot of a cutting Calvert Hall member. Nonetheless, it's going to be a free kick by the goalie. Plays a little chip shot to James Rosa. Comes to the foot of Wells, who's looking to get forward with Chris Link. Again, Calvert Hall controlling the midfield, but they're also not getting forward as well as they typically do, as that's to the foot of Barwick, who tries to get inside. He does. Great foot skills, and that is definitely a foul.
No call.
No call from the referee as he told him to get right back up, and that's going to be called. That's interesting. I thought Barwick did well there on the ball. Got tripped up. No call. Would have been outside the 18 nonetheless. And we approach the 3-minute mark in a 1-0 ball game. We're going to be joined by a special guest at the half, Mr. Brian Boback.
Franciscan University legend.
Yeah, he is a legend and a soccer star who's going to give us his first half analysis.
Pretty good soccer player on the Pure Mystery Retreat, too.
Absolutely. One of the best. I will tell you, Brady. One of the best. Mr. Boback loves to throw a little shade during the school day when guys play well or don't play well. Just like to keep guys in check. Always for the benefit of the Hall. And that's going to go out of play off of the foot of Kyler Barnard for a goal kick as we approach 2 minutes left in the half. Dulaney looks flat, but I would be flat as well on a day like today and down 1-0 as Calvert Hall has dominated the first half on the ball. Wouldn't say it's their best game, but they have played well. They've seen a lot of different guys. And that's going to go off the head of Cam Oren for a Dulaney throw, which will allow a substitute to come on. I believe it's number 22, Ben Lucas.
Returning for Dulaney, number 22, midfielder Ben Lucas.
And this comes all the way for a 2-on-1. He plays the corner a little far. Let's see if he can keep it in bounds, and it's not going to be today for Chris Link. Great idea there, just a little bit too much on that pass, as he didn't want to take 2-on-1.
A minute left in the first half. I'm interested to see how hard Dulaney pushes for this last minute, because if they could get a goal here, the momentum swing would be tremendous.
Corona does well there to shield, but Bobby Wells whiffs at it. Could be tired from last night's peer education retreat. It was a late night soccer game. May or may not have been involved in it. And like you said, Brady, you would hate to see Calvert Hall give up a last-minute goal as they've played 40 good minutes of soccer. Andrew Guidi does well there to dispossess the Dulaney defender.
That's actually been a reoccurring theme for the past couple of years. Last-minute goals, Calvert Hall's suffered from them.
Calvert Hall has not been able really to close the half last year. Either half, for that matter. And right here, a dangerous ball played. Looks like there's going to be a service. Nick Benjamin does well there. Let's see if Barwick can get forward. He's got 13 seconds. Guidi trying to make a last-minute run. He plays him. Let's see if he can get a shot off. He won't be able to, and time will expire here in the first half. Calvert Hall leading 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first half with your score, Calvert Hall 1, Dulaney 0.
12 minutes on the clock for halftime. We're going to step away. Like I said, we're going to have a special guest join us for some first half analysis. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the broadcast. First half of Calvert Hall Dulaney. 1-0 ball game if you're just joining us. A half dominated by the Hall from the first whistle. We've joined in the booth by a colleague of mine and a soccer star in his own right, Franciscan University graduate Brian Boback. What did you think of the first half?
Thank you very much, Michael Clark. Just witnessing from the first half, I liked a few things that I saw. I really think that we started attacking the net very well towards the end. What I like to see a little bit more of is if they could get the ball and start working around in possession, I think that would be much better. I know it's hot out and they just want to get directly to goal, but the better you can tire out the other team with possession, the better you got the momentum, and the more times you'll get the ball and they won't get the ball. So I think that's the best way we can go from here.
That's a good point, especially on a hot day like today. Possession, wearing out, letting the ball do the work, as they say.
Especially passing back. I think the biggest thing is we're going directly to goal. If we could just pass the ball back a few times, work it through the defense and through the center midfield a little bit more, and then take the better chances rather than settling for just one breakaway. I think we're trying to go through two defenders there at the stretch, and if we were able to possess and then get one guy open on a run through, I think we'd get wide open shots.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned the midfield. One of the keys to the game today with midfield, it's been a storyline all season. This team plagued by injuries, guys like Jake Sodek, guys like Cam Oren, a little banged up. Ben Bender, the sophomore, started last year as a freshman, hurt and out today. So the spotlight has been on the midfield. What have you seen from the midfield? Guys like Trey Stallings, not necessarily a starter every day. Guys like Cam Oren, their distribution in the midfield.
I think what they're doing very good is I think they're finding their forward, but I think what they could improve on is if they were able to maybe find their forward and then get involved and then hold the ball a bit more. I really think that they should have a little bit more patience on the ball. Let the attack build, figure out what to do when you have in your own side of the field. Basically just start working the ball around to different players, but keep your patience with it. Once you get the ball, you don't have to get it off your foot right away. I think that's the biggest step especially for people in high school, figuring out how much time you really have on the ball rather than getting anxious with it right off your foot.
Yeah, and again, a young team coming together after an MIAA championship that we both got to witness last year. Young guys, there's still a core group, guys like Benjamin, Cam Oren. We see James Rosa, who is part of that core group. He's playing on the other side. What did you see from James Rosa on the Dulaney side of the ball?
On the Dulaney side of the ball, I think the one thing that Dulaney is doing very well is they're getting one quick attack to goal. They're taking what we offer them. A lot of times it's about a 1v3 situation, but I know from experience that can be a goal, and we're only up by one for Calvert Hall side. So they have some good foot skills I saw. I think sometimes they get hesitant, but I did see a few good skilled players on that side of the field, so that's a little bit dangerous when we get down
and again,
the second half.
Like you said, on a hot day like this, it just takes one transition possession.
One mishap from the defense, and then they're off to the races, and that's the end. Yeah,
couldn't agree more. I think something that we've noticed all season, Calvert Hall's really won a lot of corner kicks, but has yet to really convert on a set piece, something they did really well last year, deep in the MIAA championship run that they had. Guys like Chris Carroll, guys that were able to get forward, Ben Benjamin, right? So what do you think off a set? What did you see off the set pieces? Some of those corners, they had a couple of free kicks deep in the attacking third, something that they didn't really convert on.
Well, I think especially for those things, first off, you have to be very smart when you're playing off the ball. I saw there at the end there was a foul there at the end from a pushback. I mean, in those situations, it gets kind of chippy, but you should really know that you need to cut in front of the defender. That's a big point to get those goals. The second thing is when you're playing with a guy who's taking the free kicks, especially when you're working with him a lot, you have to tell him exactly where you want the ball. Usually you're running a route, and you want to make sure if you practice that, you get in front of the defender so you can head it before they get it or kick it or whatever. Just fight your way in front of the guy, so that way you're not pushing the guy out of the way or committing some type of unnecessary foul that could lead to a free kick go in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and I think Calvert Hall's played their brand of soccer. You know, they've built from the back, things that they've done well all season when they've done them, and they really have yet to put really a full game of Calvert Hall branded soccer. I think this is potentially one of the first opportunities that we'll get to see a full 80 minutes of the Calvert Hall brand of soccer where they build from the back. I think Nattens has done a great job in between the posts in his junior campaign, and I think he's done a really nice job today distributing obviously short off the goal kicks when he gets the ball in his hands, and allowing the defense to do what you were talking about, kind of play through the midfield, allow the attack to build. And I think they've done that well. I think Coach Zinkan this time last game was ripping into the guys about them being only up 2-0 on a team that really had no business being on the field with them, whereas today they're in a pretty heated battle, pun intended, but Coach Zinkan seems a little bit more pleased with the style of play.
Yes, I like what you said there, especially about how it's a little bit nicer as a coach when you get into a huddle and you're up one. I mean, it's not the nicest thing, but when you get there, you can tell your guys, hey, let's work on this, let's do this, let's maintain possession, and we can work somewhere. I know sometimes when you have the game and you're up by a lot of times the players themselves can get a little too full of themselves. Here you still get a big challenge in the game, especially from a coaching standpoint, to really work on a lot of things and see production happen still. You don't have to start putting people from your bench in. You can still work with your starters a lot. But I don't think this game is a gimme in any way. I think what you're going to see is he's going to want a lot more patience with the ball coming in. Hopefully that's where he's talking with them right now. And I think they'll come out strong. I think we seeming from the bench, I think we have a bunch more people that can come in and kind of provide some fresh legs. I know it's really hot out here.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Coach Zinkan did a really nice job of substituting guys, getting guys refreshed off the bench, hydrated.
Were good.
Yeah. I think what's going to be crucial, the dictation of the second half of the first 5 minutes. Calvert Hall typically dictates their play in the first 5 minutes of the game. We saw that in pretty much every game except the Loyola game, but that's because I think Jake Sodek went off to injury and kind of changed the momentum of that game. But I think Calvert Hall's first 5 minutes are going to be what's crucial to all these keys that you've talked about at halftime. Yep. Listen, Mr. Bobek, I really appreciate you joining us. That's the first half analysis. We're going to step away for 5 minutes, grab a drink of water, but Mr. Bobek should be here up in the booth for any analysis we may need. Thanks again for joining us, and we will be back for the second half after this. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to the second half of action here. Calvert Hall leads Dulaney 1-0, resetting the game clock to 40 minutes, and we should be ready for the second half. Looks like guys are ready for play. Looks like the referees are in position. 40 minutes on the clock in Calvert Hall, ready for the second half kickoff, which is underway. As we talked about in the first half analysis, the first 5 minutes really going to dictate play. Looks like all the starters from today's starting lineup back in. Guys like Vendetta, Facetta starts out on the right wing. Barwick up top. In the midfield, center mids, Cam Oren, Trey Stallings. Joined by center defensive mid, looks like James Garfink. And then the defense stays the same. Benjamin, Corona, Wells, and Nick Long. And it's going to be a Calvert Hall throw deep in the attacking third of Dulaney. Cloud cover during halftime, but sun is back out for the second half and getting even lower, making it more difficult in the booth as Facetta looks to get a cross in to no avail, and it'll go for an early Dulaney goal kick. What are you looking for here in the second half, Brady?
I think Calvert Hall needs to intensify their pace. I think they've been kind of walking around like zombies in the first half. Right at the beginning, they had a lot of chances, but
what?
But they weren't able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I would agree with the chances. I think the guys like Barwick would have loved one of two of those back. Trey Stallings got a little bit of a clip there. And Dulaney plays to no one as Vendetta intercepts and plays Garfink, who plays Nick Long, who's going to play it back to Bobby Wells, who's going to look to distribute upfield, and finds Bandel. So Bandel actually getting the start here in the second half. And I'm not sure, I believe actually Bandel is actually in place of Barwick, who might be coming off the bench, and that might be a tactical move from Coach Zincan. Bandel provided good minutes in the win over Loch Raven. He's got a great left foot, so he's playing left wing. Rosa trying to find his right foot, trying to get off an equalizing shot, but he's going to play the midfield. Rosa showing off his speed there. As the captains, Benjamin and Rosa, with Sadek out. Benjamin, the captain. Garfink allows no turn. As Nick Long gets beat. And Vendetta looks to slide to no avail, and Dulaney has themselves an attack here in a bad area. As Vendetta looks to try to get out of harm's way and is awarded with a Calvert Hall throw, which they play quickly, and Garfink looks to take. Wells caught in a weird area there, gets it back to Nick Long, and Bandel's going to get called for just a really bad foul. Dulaney defender didn't have anywhere to go, and Bandel just kind of ran him over. And it's going to be a free kick for Dulaney at about the 40-yard line of the football field, so 45 yards out, as the goal is halfway into the end zone on the football field. Dangerous ball here. Wow. Great header there from James Rosa. Definitely an aerial threat. And that's going to be Dulaney's first shot on goal. We talked at the half with Mr. Boback about the first 5 minutes. Calvert Hall, in my opinion, has lost these first 5 minutes. Definitely, obviously, allowing that boneheaded penalty to allow a chance up forward. Let's see if they can kind of get back to their brand of soccer that they played in the first half. I know, Brady, you talked about pace of play. We talked about it in the first half as well. It looks like they're just going slower than I think they really are, just because of really, honestly, how hot it is. Both of us down on the field level at half. Way hotter than it is up here in the booth. And let me tell you, it is hot up here in the booth. Miss Werner has a fan going with a piece of paper. Facetta gets a great ball in. And a goal. It trickles in for a goal off the foot of Kyle Bandel. We just were talking about his left foot. He puts it on frame, and the Dulaney keeper couldn't keep it out, as that is Bandel's first goal of the season.
First shot on the new goalie, Harry Beckwith, and he just wasn't able to completely stop it. It was great placement.
Kyle Bandel.
It's nice to see Kyle get on the scoring sheet.
And love to see some energy off that goal.
Facetta has had a good number of quality balls from the corner.
Yeah, Facetta played that, again, dangerous. Remember, we talked about Stallings' free kick down over here. Sorry, I think Chris Link took it. Played it to the back post. Would love to see a ripper right into the 6-yard box. All you need is a little tick, with a right or left foot, and that ball's in. Not going to stand by the keeper. As I believe after that goal, Owen Carroll checked it. Excuse me. And a Dulaney defender tries to get a rip off, but to no avail, as it was blocked by Dom Corona. And what you don't want to see Calvert Hall do right now is play defensive. You want to see them continue to do what it is they've been doing that's gotten them to this 2-goal advantage. Try to get a third goal, and then get guys in and into the game, guys that don't maybe see time every day, similar to the Loch Raven game. We talked about that on Friday with Dean Saraceni on the broadcast about when you play soccer, you want to play for the guys that are coming in after you. You want to get them in the game, which means you need to be up a good amount. And, we got to see guys like Clay McComas and, guys that just don't play every day. Kyle Lenhoff, Evan Simmons, Bryce Bailey. All those guys got, legitimate minutes in a game that they deserve to play in. Nick Long hoping that this goes out of play, and it does for a Calvert Hall goal kick with 33:42 left to go here in the second half. So Nattens will take the goal kick. If you're just joining us, 2-0 Hall. They've gotten a goal both in the first half and the second half of this one. They've played pretty good soccer up to this point. As this comes to the foot of the Dulaney offender, that's going to be a penalty kick. And I believe the clock's going to get stopped. Not sure. So Nick Benjamin, the captain, kind of got caught out of position. He got beat, and then from behind, he commits the penalty. We thought James Rosa might take this penalty. This is a big moment in this game. Spencer Nattens in goal. I think the PK is going to be taken by number 10 of Dulaney. Waiting for the whistle from the official. And he finishes. And we'll cut the deficit in half as Giorgio Gaillard scores the PK with 32:57 left to go in the second half.
With 32:57 left to go in the second half, Dulaney goal is scored by number 10, the midfielder Giorgio Gaillard. His first.
Again, Calvert Hall kind of caught napping there. They got caught in a bad position. Benjamin has done well all game. Great 1-2. Love to see them get one right back, and it's deflected, and it'll go out for another corner from Calvert Hall. We talked at the half about set pieces with Mr. Boback. We talked about kind of getting beat in transition, and I think there's a perfect example of Calvert Hall kind of getting caught in the heat of the game, pun intended, and, didn't allow guys to get back. Kind of got caught in a bad position and committed the foul in a bad area, awarded them the PK. And, you can't blame Spencer Nattens. I mean, Bandel's going to take this corner. Serves it to Bobby Wells' head. It's caught by Facetta. Puts back in the box. Garfink had a chance. Comes to the foot of Facetta. Tried to play a back heel. Calvert Hall had another great opportunity off that set piece. Corona's going to let it go all the way back. And he plays it to Benjamin in a very tight position and gives away possession. Would have loved to see Corona kind of go back to Nattens there, allow him to survey the field. Guys are still getting back off the corner. But nonetheless, Garfink has it, and he's going to take it upfield. Garfink's done a really nice job, I think, today of controlling a little bit of the midfield, especially defensively. He's caught a lot of the switches that have been wide open, right to left. Calvert Hall, I think, has to respond. You know, I mean, they have to respond off of that quick goal there. They score one quick in the second half, and now it's back to a one-goal game as Vendetta gets up the sidelines, trying to get to his right foot. Garfink might have a rip here. Poor first touch there. Bandel tries to win the header, and does. It'll come to the foot of Benjamin as Calvert Hall looks to reorganize. To the foot of Carroll, who plays Benjamin right back. Great 1-2 there. Camden Oren has something off his left foot. Referee tried to play advantage. It deflected and goes to the keeper, who plays a very nice distribution ball up the field to Malik Shadid. It's given away in a bad area as Calvert Hall has an opportunity to play the foot. Vendetta, is he over the top of it? He was, but it's wide right. Substitutions coming in for the Hall. I think it's Mabaya Abi and I believe Kyle Lenhoff. Yeah, it's going to be Lenhoff, peer minister, for Nick Long, the sophomore. Lenhoff seeing his first minutes of the day, and then Mabaya Abid checks back in.
Returning to the Hall, senior midfielder number 16, Mabaya Abid. And in for the Hall, senior defenseman number 23, Kyle Lenhoff.
So Lenhoff's going to allow Nick Long to get a breather. Maybe Coach Zincan not pleased with the performance in the left back position, as that's where the goal stemmed from, as Calvert Hall looks to get forward. Cam Warren plays one on the ground, has Nick Benjamin wide open, who puts it right at the keeper and just got enough of it that the deflection did not come out to Abid. And a great save from the keeper, Crone. He has had to be the player of the game for Dulaney, wouldn't you say, Brady?
Yep. Really strong.
Wells looks for a switch and finds it beautifully. Facetta has it up the right wing. He can play one quick to Cam Oren, who... No communication there. Benjamin's dispossessed. Dulaney player looks a little hurt. Vendetta looks to win the header. Benjamin and the Dulaney offender shake hands on the right side as they both get up. Defended by Lenhoff. I'd say Dulaney is absolutely dominating this second half in possession. It's allowed them to get their first goal in the first 12 minutes as Bobby Wells looks to get forward. Bobby Wells getting forward in a great area. Looks to turn his hips. And Bobby Wells, just kind of a frustration foul. He got all the way forward, dispossessed. Had no chance. And I actually kind of think that's a good foul. Allows him to get back if he can get up. Bobby Wells banged up. He's got a banged up knee. Got a couple stitches on his hand. Center backs usually do have a couple of injuries here and there. Typically guys that win 50-50 balls, and Bobby Wells does just that. As the Dulaney keeper looks to play it short. Referee looks to get out of the way as Rosa is on possession. Great combo there. Rosa, dangerous on the ball. He looks to just plow through Corona. And Corona said absolutely not. And Rosa makes sure Corona's okay, his old teammate. Not sure if Corona was on the JV squad last year, correct? No? Varsity, yep, his old teammate. And it's going to allow substitutions to come on. Zincan for Facetta and Chris Link for Vendetta.
Returning for the Hall, sophomore defender number 1, Chris Link. And senior midfielder number 19, Trevor Zincan.
Corona just heads it back out. It's going to go for another Dulaney throw. Calvert Hall had a chance to kind of transition there. See if Lenhoff can shield out of play. I think that's a pretty poor decision there. Lenhoff maybe unsure if whose boot that came off of to allow it to go out of bounds. Maybe he thought it was off of Calvert Hall defender, but he was kind of caught in a bad area in the corner, had an easy out, letting it play out of play for a goal kick. Nonetheless, we're 14 minutes into the second half, and going to have a corner kick and I believe another one. Nope, a goal kick for the Hall, as the Dulaney faithful didn't like the call. And Nattens looks to play quickly as he sees Zinkhand wide open. But it comes out to a Dulaney offender and goes out of play for a Dulaney throw. Calvert Hall looking like they're getting outworked, wouldn't you say, Brady, here in the second half?
Yeah, I think Delaney's done a better job of stepping up, keeping possession. The ball's sat in their offensive half for a good 2 minutes continuously right now.
Long throw here, dangerous. Wells gets a knee to it. Benjamin gets a head to it, and we'll do it again. The energy level has dropped, I think, as well, Brady. Nattens, oh my goodness. Nattens does well to save a goal there. That was easily a goal. And Calvert Hall has a switch. If they can see it immediately, they have Chris Link on the opposite side of the field. Great 1-2 there. Zinkhand has him through. Zinkhand's left foot, and he puts it home. Zinkhand's left foot. We've been joking with him all season as his left foot has been the foot that goes to the keeper. He puts it low left, and a goal, an insurance goal for the Hall with 24-24 left to go in the second half. What'd you see there, Brady?
Another tough break for the goalie.
With 24-24 left to go in the second half.
Harry
Calvert
Beckwith.
Hall goal is scored by senior midfielder, number 19, Trevor Zinkhand.
Another tough break for the goalie, Harry Beckwith. The ball just trickled right by him. Another well-placed shot.
Yeah, Trevor Zinkhand, he's worked so hard all season. He's gotten great minutes. He's provided nothing but spark off the bench in the games early on in the season. Started in the Loch Raven game, has gotten very crucial minutes in a lot of key games. He has gotten nothing but good touches on the ball and finally gets one to go here at home with the left foot nonetheless, as he and I have had some banter back and forth in the building and the hallways of his left foot as Rosa gets clear, but Wells does well there. That easily could have been a foul call. Rosa, always known as an aggressive player. Great 1-2 there from Garfink and Link, sophomore teammates. And Abid's going to chase this one, hopefully. And they're going to play the goalkeeper. I'd love to see Calvert Hall kind of get forward here. Calvert Hall, keeper's off his line. Garfink brings it down, plays it to the foot of Cam Warren, looks to distribute. Owen Carroll has the corner sealed if he wants it. Zinkhand tries to play it back inside, gets it to Dom Corona. Corona plays Carroll, but it's headed away by the Dulaney defender, and out for a Calvert Hall throw with 23:19 left to go.
Looks like Trey Stallings is coming in.
Stallings, who played well in the first half, getting more minutes here in the second half.
Returning for Calvert Hall, senior midfielder number 14, Trey Stallings. In for Dulaney, number 13, Sam Hodges.
Great tackle there from Abid. to win the ball. It comes to the foot. Great 1-2 combo, and just too much on that from a bead as Chris Link had the left corner sealed. Great 1-2 from started in the back with Lenhoff. Calvert Hall's playing great combinations here. And Corona's going to let this go all the way back to the keeper. It's going to come to the foot of Nattens, and he just gets it away. Love to see Nattens get a couple more touches, be a little bit more comfortable when the ball goes all the way back to him. He's been a little jumpy. Who can blame him? Up 3-1. Don't want to make any mistakes out in the back. Didn't have as much time there. And another long throw coming from Dulaney. And let's see if Calvert Hall can transition. Zincan looking for the ball. And the Dulaney defender goes right out of bounds with it to allow Calvert Hall and the defense to get back. Quick throw from Zincan to Owen Carroll up the right wing. Bead gets a touch to it, but it comes away to the Dulaney midfielder. Held by James Rosa. Snuffed out by Dom Corona. Calvert Hall has numbers if they want them. Love to see a service in here from and a good corner win from Owen Carroll. It's going to be Calvert Hall's 8th of the day. That'll send Bobby Wells forward. They'll drop Lenhoff and Corona. Benjamin will be at the top of the 18, so Calvert Hall stacks 7 up in the box. I think it's going to be Stallings to take from the far right corner. It's a great ball. And that goes in. That had to go in. I don't know how that wasn't called a goal. It bounced inside. I'd love to see that on the replay. That was absolutely a goal off a Calvert Hall set piece. We've been talking about it all day. Great service from Stallings. Nonetheless, it's not a goal. Calvert Hall's back on the offense. Great touch there. Love to see Stallings get one around on his left foot. Comes to the foot of a bead. He's got a drop with Lenhoff if he wants it. Goes out of play for, I believe, another Calvert Hall corner. Being told up here in the booth that the ball touched the line. Did not cross the line, so not a goal. In real time, looked like a goal. But we commend the referees making the right call. A lot of times we're harking on them. And I don't mean harken to the call, which is this year's school theme. Just past the halfway mark of the second half. Much like the guys on the field, up here in the booth, we are growing tired and weary. Won't say that on air. Our lovely Miss Warner is getting married this coming October, and a hashtag of hers is sweating for the wedding. That we are doing a lot of this day, and I believe 3 substitutions are going to come on for the Hall. Looks like Clay McComas is going to see his first minutes of the afternoon, as well as Barwick coming back in. Bandel coming back in. Up top.
Returning for the Hall, senior midfielder number 17, Kyle Bandel. And checking in, junior defenseman number 26, Clay McComas.
So Clay McComas seeing some time, played very good minutes. And by very good, he came in and really held together that defense in the Loch Raven game when we gave guys like Bobby Wells, Nick Long, who started at center back that game, some time to rest. Comas really was a core defender in the 8-1 effort. Love to see Bandel get a second goal here. Barwick plays a great ball to Link in the left corner. Let's see if he can get it. He's being doubled. And it's going to go for Dulaney. Hearing some of the Calvert Hall faithful say lock it in. Love to see Calvert Hall lock in here and keep the ball in the attacking third. As this one comes to the foot of Link. And it's going to be a Calvert Hall throw as he allowed it to go out of play. Bandel tried to play 1-2. Rosa, what he did well last year, really is a good distributor. Allows guys to kind of get forward. Don't think Guidi saw that defender there. That was a poor ball. Tried to find Lendhoff's feet. It was dispossessed, and now it's a Dulaney throw. 17-10. Left to go here in the second half. Long throw headed by Bobby Wells, and we'll do it again. This time 5 yards further. Will Bolner with the big throw. That comes to a dangerous area there. Back post not covered. And couldn't get his foot or weight over the ball as Daniel Malov goes up and out of play. And we'll have another substitution for the Hall. It's going to replace Garfink. And it's going to be, I believe, Andrew Guidi. So who played that ball to Lenhoff there? Who's playing right back, Brady?
It looks like Manuel
Returning to the Hall,
Segizi, I
junior
believe.
midfielder number 6, Andrew Guidi.
It looks like Segizi.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Mattins plays a short goal kick. And he corrals it easy. Owen Carroll gets his eyes up quick, tries to find feet. Comes to the foot of Bandel. Would love to see him rip one here. Great combo. Owen Carroll over one. And another great save. That was great combination play from the Hall. What'd you see there, Brady?
Back and forth passing, no dribbling, and quality shot.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought Owen was over the ball. Tried to play one low right. Keeper was there. Nattins comes off his line to try to keep that in, and it's going to go out of play for a Dulaney throw with 15 minutes left to go here in the match. Don't want to see Calvert Hall give up a goal here, give Dulaney any life here in these last 15 minutes. 3 substitutions look to come on for the Hall. I believe it's Vendetta, Barnard, not sure of the third, can't see past the referee.
Looks like might be Bryce Bailey.
Dangerous ball here. Rosa tries to keep it alive and it goes out of play.
Bryce Bailey, Barnard, and
Bryce Bailey, Barnard, and I believe Vendetta. Checking back in. It's not Vendetta. Not sure who's out there playing right wing. But it's definitely Barnard, Bryce Bailey, and we're looking for a third number out on the right wing.
could be Evan Simmons.
Huh?
Yep.
Checking in for the Hall senior defender, number 3, Kyler Barnard. Senior defender, number 12, Nate Flynn. And junior defender, number 27, Bryce Bailey.
Calvert Hall gets forward in an attacking area. Comes to the foot of Bailey, but it's cleared away by a Dulaney defender. Calvert Hall really trying to win the midfield. They've done that today. They've won the 50-50 balls, and it's the reason why they find themselves up 3-1 with 13 minutes to go left here in the second half. They've gotten good defense play. They've gotten great goalkeeping play. Nattins again having another great game. They've defended the set piece as well that they've given up. Bandel looking to try to have a cross here. Bryce Bailey tries to get over one. And it's deflected. Done well there from McComas. No turn allowed. Plays it sure out of play, but Doesn't allow the Dulaney defender to turn and grab a quick transition goal, which they've shown signs of being able to do. Sagisi on the right side. And Coach Zinkan would slowly like to be able to take some of his starters out of the game. He's already done so at a couple key spots, but Wells still in there. The hustle there from Barwick, doing really well, and they might get a goal here because of the hustle. Bryce Bailey comes to his right foot. He plays Lenhoff. Lenhoff looking to distribute. He plays one of the back corner. What a ball! And a goal. What a ball from Kyle Lenhoff. And a goal from, I believe, Andrew Guidi. An absolute great service off the left foot of Lenhoff. The volley didn't go, but the the follow-up did. And Andrew Guidi has himself a goal in Calvert Hall's 4th of the afternoon.
With 11:31 left to go in the second half, Calvert Hall goal is scored by junior midfielder number 6, Andrew Guidi, assisted by Kyle Lenhoff.
11:31 left to go here. Play resumes. And Calvert Hall finds themselves in a 4-1 advantage. And what is looking like, after every second passing by, a Calvert Hall victory to get them to 6-3 before they re-enter league play, 2 away games this week. Love to see this. Bandel, a guy that doesn't see as much time. Lenhoff, Guidi, all getting involved on the scoring sheet. Zinkhand, Owen Carroll nearly had one. And Stalling has it, and what a great way to keep possession. Megs the Dulaney defender and plays out wide and gets forward. Stallings has put in absolutely great minutes. He plays the foot of Guidi, who's going to try to have a lefty ripper here. Plays Bandel. Bandel tries to get away. And it comes out of play, past Lenhoff, and it'll go out for a Calvert Hall throw. Love to see Lenhoff play Bailey here. He does, but we'll see some substitutions. Looks like Evan Simmons will check on for the first time today. And what looks like 28, is that Drew List? No, it's number 20, Jacob Brandt.
Checking in for the Hall junior midfielder number 20, Jacob Brandt, and senior midfielder number 24, Evan Simmons.
So Coach Zinkan looking to clear the bench, get guys some good 10 minutes of play. Also love to get some of his starters hydrated, who've played a great game to this point. And Calvert Hall looking to get forward yet again. Simmons up the right wing. He's got Guidi if he wants him. He takes the defender, and he's looking to go to goal. And that's going to go out of bounds for, I believe, a Calvert Hall corner kick. Their 10th of the afternoon. So Simmons doing well, providing the spark with under 10 minutes to go.
Part-time
Looking to get Calvert.
for the communications club.
Yeah, part-time cameraman. And Simmons, I know, was extremely excited to go to goal there. I thought he had Guidi there in stride. Didn't see him. Nonetheless, Bandel takes the corner. Left footer, curling towards goal. And is cleared away by the Dulaney defender. But kept in play by Sagisi. Dulaney defender on his back, and it's going to be Calvert Hall set piece at around the 25-yard line, so 30 yards out. And it looks like either Brandt will take. It is. It's going to be Jacob Brandt to take. Referee not pleased with the ball placement. Gets it to where he needs it to be. Guidi looking to make a run to the corner, and he's going to play him. Stays on sides. Like that decision there. Play it short. Try to earn yourself a corner. Now play the service. Does in a dangerous area. This comes to the Barnard. Strike and a near goal from Nate Flynn for their 7th shot of the day. It's going to be yet another Calvert Hall corner. Their 11th of the afternoon. Calvert Hall's done well to earn the set piece. Haven't really found something off the set piece thus far. Still have 4 goals to show for their effort today. And you would have loved to see a guy like Nate Flynn get a goal there off that righty ripper. Stallings will take the corner from the near left side. Plays one in short. That's a goal. And an unbelievable set piece as we're talking about it. Gets it to the head of Bryce Bailey, who puts it home for Calvert Hall's 5th goal of the afternoon.
Pretty nice to see Bryce Bailey get on the score sheet himself. We got a few depth players finding the back of the net in this game.
7:17 left to go in the second half. Calvert Hall goal is scored by junior defender, number 27, Bryce Bailey. Assisted by Trey Stallings.
It's good to be able to say that one of Trey Stallings' balls finally turned into an assist.
Yeah, totally agree. It took 11 tries. No, I'm just kidding. It took on their 11th corner. You knew they were going to get one. You can't have that many corner opportunities and not tick one home. But Calvert Hall, 8 shots on goal, 5 goals. I mean, they're doing efficient work, and I think it's been nothing but good play. Like what I saw there from Nattens. It goes all the way back to him. Instead of picking it up, he plays it right away. And my apologies. Now in goal for the Hall, Mike Murphy, and that will now be announced.
Junior.
Now in goal for the Hall, junior number 00, Mike Murphy. He replaces Spencer Nattens.
Lenhoff steps there. Jacob Brandt on the ball. And Brandt does well there, and hopefully Lenhoff plays him right away. As he does, they go all the way back. Murph very confident there on the ball, just checking into the game. Lenhoff plays beautiful ball upfield and gets it to Guidi. Guidi plays Brandt in the middle of the field, and they look to get it an overarching ball to Barnard. Dangerous ball there. Guidi looks to win on Rosa. He does.
I think Bryce Bailey offers something that Calvert Hall kind of lacks this year, and that's the size aspect. I think Calvert Hall has become a much shorter team than what they were last year.
I agree. Good point there. I think that's why you see guys like Bobby Wells get forward so often on set pieces. That's kind of their guy that has the most height, especially from the defensive end.
Especially Bobby, because he's had maybe 4 headers off of corner kicks today.
Great service here. Can Barnard get on the end of it? And see if Brandt can keep it in bounds. Lenhoff plays Barnard. Tries to get it to his right foot. Plays it all the way back to Bailey. He's going to try to serve one into the midfield. Gets it to Simmons. And it's going to be kicked out of play as we approach the 4-minute mark. Left to go in this game. A Calvert Hall throw-in the attacking third. Jacob Brandt allows the turn. Tries to get to his left foot. Takes a rip. A cross goal. And Crone reluctant and to see that go out of play. He has taken unbelievable shots. I'm sorry, that's Beckwith now in goal. Both keepers for Dulaney have seen better days. As Simmons does well there to keep the ball in play. Deflected off of him, so it'll be a Dulaney throw. And we are under the 4-minute mark. Lenhoff does well to win the header, and Bryce Bailey clears it upfield to Guidi. Oh, Guidi had an opportunity there. Just let up a touch. Beckwith takes it and kicks it long upfield to Seguizi. Love to see Calvert Hall finish this game. They've done really well to this point. They're playing with a lot of energy here. But a good ball here. It's going to go out of play for a Dulaney throw late here in the game in the attacking third of Calvert Hall. And I think it's going to be Rosa to throw it in. Again, long, deep throw. Now Rosa's going to stack the box. Love to see Calvert Hall get a transition goal here. So you can get forward quickly, clear the area. And here they go if they want it. One touch forward, yep. Great play there from Evan Simmons. Simmons and Guidi play 1-2. Brandt is calling for it in the middle of the field for a switch. He's going to play Lenhoff up the left side. Lenhoff keeps it, and he'll play Barnard. Brandt takes it in the middle of the field. He's going to look to switch to the right side of the field. Brandt gets it back in the middle of the field. If he wants to take one touch and rip it, he can. He does. Oh, and it sails just over the top of the goal. An unbelievable shot there from Brandt. Love to see that in soccer. No step taken. Have one on frame. Never know about a rebound. They practiced that drill before the game. I was down there for that drill, trying to get the starting lineup from Coach Zinkhand. He was preaching, let's take shots from the 18-yard box. And as though that one was about 28 yards out, what a perfect shot on frame that was from Jacob Brandt. Approaching the 1-minute mark here at the Hall. Calvert Hall is going to go on a 2-game road trip before they return home. As they look for a 5th goal of the afternoon, Guidi plays Barnard wide. He's going to drop it all the way back to Lenhoff. Great on-the-ball foot skills from Jacob Brandt, who plays Stallings. I think Stallings is the only starter remaining in the game. And we are approaching a Calvert Hall W, which we always love to see. And a 5-1 victory, wire-to-wire win. They've dominated possession from the start. Let off a little bit here in the second half at the beginning, but nonetheless got a goal. Dulaney struck back, and it was all Calvert Hall from then on. So the homecoming from James Rosa spoiled. And Calvert Hall has done well. Wouldn't you say, Brady?
I think so, but at the same time, this easily could have been a 2 or 1 goal
10,
game.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think Calvert Hall benefited off of a few rebounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final score this afternoon is Calvert Hall 5, Dulaney 1. The Calvert Hall Cardinals thank you for your attendance at this afternoon's game and all season long. As you leave the stadium this afternoon, please check around your area to make sure you have all of your personal belongings. Once again, thank you for your support of Calvert Hall Athletics, and please drive home safely.
So, for Mr. Clark and Brady Oregon, Calvert Hall victory, as we're joined in the booth by Mr. Mark Sodek, father of Jake Sodek, who will be back mid-September, they tell us. Very soon is indeed enough for league play. Brady, what'd you see here positive this afternoon?
They did a pretty good job of capitalizing on chances in the second half.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think there were a couple of chances in the first half that Barwick would have loved back. Didn't get them. but they capitalized in the second half. They didn't let up. I think guys that don't get time necessarily provided a spark. A lot of energy in that second half, scoring 4 goals. 4 goals.
Yep, 4 goals in the second half.
I think guys like Bandel, you love to see get goals. Carroll got a great shot off. Zincan getting a goal. Would have loved to see that Nate Flynn shot go in. The Jacob Brandt ripper. I mean, a lot of positives to take away from today. Calvert Hall played the flags, played wide, got a lot of services in. They finished the game with 11 corners, 10 shots on goal. Their shots to goal ratio, 50%, 10 goals, 10 shots on frame, 5 of them went in. I think it was nothing but a great class act effort. I think we're starting to see some of the flashes we want to see of the Calvert Hall brand of soccer that Coach Zincan's been preaching since training camp. And I think as they head into league play, 6-3 now, they got 2 games on the road, Archbishop Curley and I believe Spalding. They're going to be big games as they head into league play. And they're getting some key guys back off of injury. Yeah. The Reef Cup, right?
Yep.
Reef Cup.
Probably over 4,000 people going to show up. Last year was one of the biggest crowds we've ever received for the Reef Cup.
Yeah, and it was an absolute class act victory last year. We're going to see if Calvert Hall can go on the road and take the Reef Cup, defend it on the enemy turf. But we will see you back here next week. I believe we're streaming the game. And for Brady Organ, I'm Mr. Clark, and we will join you next time. Thanks for joining.